Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. And back in Charlotte, following the road trip, it's the Hornets back on their home floor. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad. In the two meetings last year, they came away with wins, never losing.
Yeah, an interconference matchup, and these are two teams at different ends of the spectrum as far as the talent is concerned.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, he told me they're up against a team that really finishes strong at the rim, and he wanted to get that point across to his players. He wants them to protect the rim with every bit of energy they've got throughout this entire contest. Let's see if they're up to it, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And Chris, at the midway point of the season, are teams worried about peaking too early? Is that a real concern for teams?
Yeah, you know what? I've never understood the phrase peaking too early. I never understood what that meant. You're supposed to try to win every game you can. It's no such thing as perfection, so you'll never peak.
Great way to put it. Tip off. Ingram wide open and good. Got the
Performance for them, particularly when they were defending. They just gave that hostile crowd plenty to cheer for.
Well, when you're on the road, unless you're absolutely shooting the lights out, defense
from the field to start out the game. Here's Fresh. Softly drops in the floater.
Pretty thoughtless play on his part. All style, no substance.
Here's Fresh to the middle. And he converts the layup.
Oh, that.
Poor David, you had to just marvel, guys, at what he was able to do that night, didn't you?
You know what? It was the game of basketball being played at it.
Out there in this league, but I'd have to say those guys.
Like that. Hayward out there with Bridges. Then it's Plumlee.
Away from him early on.
Ingram wide open. Gets it to go from...
Lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
But because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
I mean, we know that this is a game of heart. He knew his man was bigger than him. No big story. He just calmly rose up, altered his...
Here's Fresh. He has 7 to the middle.
And Howard has great timing on these alley-oops. As long as the pass is spot on, he's clear. And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had off them.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, you've done a great job of finding the open guy in the first half. What have you seen that's allowed you to exploit the defense?
It was pretty clear early on what their game plan was going to be. So I just started poking holes in it right away. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. So they better make some pretty big adjustments if they want to have any sort of game in this game, you know?
We want them to have a game because it helps the ratings.
I mean, that's what the game's all about, right?
Absolutely. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the...
All day long.
Inside.
And when Howard gets it going, watch out. It's scary to see him dominate like this.
They set the pick. Fresh, the pass to Ingram. The timely screen gave him...
One simple boost in confidence can change the complexion of an entire game.
Shots good from Young. Players with skill at every position. Guys, Chris, who can dribble and pass and shoot.
Or to wonder about what could have been, and I don't know. I do like the fact that...
Angeles guys shooting not looking too good out there in the second half, right around 32%. And here's Young from the arc. Tries again. From deep, Beaubois. It's good from long range. Beaubois got... Here's Fresh. He kicks to Carmelo. 6 to shoot. Bangs home the trifecta. Here's Fresh. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Now, for a long time, the Hornets team adverse to taking threes. It just wasn't something they valued. Last season, they changed their tune and started taking a lot more threes than in the past. It was a big reason why they saw their offense jump up.
And with the Hornets embracing the 3-ball last season, Chris, they would end up 4th in the league in threes attempted. Plus, they've gone just 2 of 8 in this 4th quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. Here's Fresh. Inside. It falls for the 6th time. And
It's been gold so far.
a steal. Prez finishing off the play with the dunk. He won't miss many of those.
And you can just see him psyching himself up after a play like that. Nice slam by Prez.
That free throw good from Fresh.
Played very solid ball up until that point.
Here's Fresh. He's guarded by Thomas. And he gets it to go as they call the Fresh. Softly drops in the floor. A minute 20 left to play in the final quarter. And Anthony is good for
Well, look, you know the scouting report. When they get room to pull the trigger from there, they can be lethal. The defense simply can't let them get clean looks from outside.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline. And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within 5. And so he makes both from the line. And so it's the Lakers who come out on top here. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this.
But they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.
What's up, Steve?
What's going on, Prez? Guys
Fresh.
This is Shaq, and once again, you picked up the double-double. How do you get the team clicking offensively?